We are now 6 weeks past the White House announcement of their plans to ban flavored e-cigarette products. Congress is now pushing to set a date for that ban next Friday. Joining us right now is Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi. He wrote the letter to the administration and is leading the charge among Congress. And Congressman, thank you for being here today.
Good morning.
So what have you heard back from the administration, from the White House, since sending that letter?
We haven't heard back anything yet. And the reason why we wrote the letter is that about 6 weeks ago, as you mentioned, the White House and President Trump, citing our investigation, proposed a ban on all flavored e-cigarettes, which are what really primarily attract youth to vaping. Unfortunately, despite saying that we'd see a regulation within a couple of weeks of that announcement, which was 6 weeks ago, we haven't seen anything. And so we wrote this letter yesterday asking the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs at the White House to basically come up with this rule within the next 10 days, as they have in the past with other regulations, because it's so important that we put this in effect ASAP to prevent more kids from vaping.
What happened? Why the delay? What do you think happened behind the scenes?
We don't know. Honestly, we don't know. And what I fear is that members of the industry are basically lobbying against putting out the rule or putting in exclusions within the rule for certain flavors, namely mint and menthol. Mint is the most popular flavor right now for e-cigarettes, and it's also the most popular flavor for youth who vape. And there's a reason why mint is in our children's toothpaste, because it's very appealing to kids. And so we want to make sure there are no exclusions, and we put this rule out ASAP.
Mint is the most popular flavor among children who are doing this too?
Yes, ma'am. 90% of youth who take up vaping take up flavored e-cigarettes, and 60% of youth are actually using mint e-cigarettes. And so this is something that, as a parent of 3 children, I'm very, very personally concerned about, as I'm sure many of your viewers are.
The argument for keeping mint or menthol flavors in has been that adults who are trying to quit smoking, that's the most popular flavor for them as well. How do you balance those two arguments?
Sure. I think the costs of allowing more youth to vape far exceed the benefits of certain preferences that adults have. I'll just give you a couple statistics. Maybe your viewers are already familiar with it. 28% of high schoolers are vaping, and 5% of middle schoolers are vaping. And these statistics are alarming, and the trend is not good. It's growing by the day. And so I just think we have to put a stop to this. Our kids are not for sale.
Have you looked into these recent reports that suggest that Juul was actually knowingly selling tainted or outdated materials? And there's a whistleblower who used to work at the company who has charged that.
I'm not aware of the specific allegations. We haven't investigated them yet. However, it's very disturbing to know that a company would, in the first place, sell such products, and then secondly, continue to do the things that we uncovered in our investigation, such as going into schools, paying high school districts and other schools to basically go in and basically present their products as safer than they are. That's what we revealed in our investigation. We're asking for further documents from Juul about this and other issues, and I'm sure that we're going to be following up with them very soon as well.
If the administration comes back with a rule that allows mint or menthol to continue, what will your response be?
Well, I think that obviously we're going to lobby heavily for that not to happen. But if it does happen, I think you're going to see legislation which basically calls for ending those exemptions to the flavor ban and making them permanent.
Congressman, it's good to see you today. Thank you for your time.